Firestone Ride-Rite air springs are a terrific way to equip your truck for the long haul. This is a great air system if you didn't opt in for air at the dealership. Let's take a look at how to install these springs onto a Ram 3500. Check Ride-Rite.com to ensure you have the right kit for your truck and always take the proper precautions when working on your vehicle. Firestone's no-drill kit makes installation easy using tools you probably already have in your garage. Go ahead and grab these tools now. Start by disconnecting your negative battery terminal. Compare the parts listed in your instructions to what you received. Underneath the truck, look for the rubber jounce bumpers, also known as bump stops, and remove them. The gas or diesel truck version you own will determine which lower bracket orientation you'll use. Diesels use the wider side and gas trucks use the narrower side. Install the air spring onto the lower bracket using the proper hole you identified previously and finger tighten the hardware for now. Grab an upper bracket and brace from your kit. Install the upper bracket with the tabs on the inside of the bracket using the provided hardware. Using the diagram from the instructions, place the lower bracket and air spring assembly onto the axle on the driver's side. The upper bracket has several holes. The larger one is for the threaded stud, while the smaller one is for the locating pin. Using the largest nut and largest locking washer, fasten the air spring to the upper bracket. Take the bail clamp or U-bolt and place it into the slot closest to the leaf stack. Take the air spring assembly, axle clamp, and locking flange nuts and fasten it all to the axle housing. Take an air fitting and install it into the air inlet of the threaded stud. Tighten until at least half of the locking compound is engaged. We're done with the driver's side for now, but before moving on to the passenger side, we'll have to look at heat protection. Grab the heat shield and sandwich it between the upper bracket assembly and the top plate of the air spring. Align it so the heat shield is located where the exhaust is closest to your air spring. Now you can go ahead and assemble the air spring like you did on the driver's side. Before tightening the nut on the top of the air spring, make sure the heat shield doesn't interfere with suspension travel. With your airline tubing in hand, unspool it into 2 equal lengths and make a square cut in the center. Take your cut tubing and insert one end into the air fitting and give it a tug to make sure it's fully seated. The air inflation valves can be installed anywhere, as long as they're easy to access and safe from the elements. You might choose the bumper, fender lip, or through the license plate. Firestone also includes a handy no-drill bracket for easy valve installation. Run the tubing from the spring to the valve, making sure to avoid direct heat sources, sharp edges, or sharp bends that can hinder airflow through the lines. Use the provided thermal sleeve if you only have options that are near a heat source or sharp object. Once you have the tubing where you want it, insert the other end into the inflation valve. Now that the air springs are ready, go ahead and fill them to 70 psi. Have soapy water or glass cleaner nearby and spray it onto all the fittings. This will let you know if there are any leaks. If no leaks are present, you're good to go. If you do find a leak, refer to your instruction manual for tips on how to fix it. As a final reminder, be sure to keep 5 psi in your air springs at all times, even when your truck is unloaded, so they hold their shape. Your truck can now level up to 5,000 pounds. But be sure not to exceed the gross vehicle weight rating of your truck. You can also upgrade with an optional Ride-Rite air compressor. Now you can drive your truck with the same confidence, comfort, and control as the big rigs. For installation help or questions, make sure to check out Ride-Rite.com or contact the Ride-Rite tech line. Firestone Ride-Rite. Comfort, confidence, and control.